So, Jerrod, is there anything for us to talk about today?
The Lakers look like shit.
The Lakers do look rough. I'm a little nervous going into All-Star break on what they're going to do to revamp the roster.
What do you think they'll do?
Trade everyone, probably.
So you don't think Westbrook's there
No.
after All-Star break?
No, I don't know who they trade him for, but I don't know what they do with the roster even.
I don't know what LeBron does. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
I thought it was about it. I think that's all I saw this weekend.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like I saw some football games.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I suppose we can brush over those real quick.
Yeah.
All right. Sports ball fan mode deactivated. Holy shit, those games were amazing.
Yeah.
Those games are all phenomenal.
I got a hot take that nobody has said yet.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
The best divisional round of all time.
Oh, dude, you should tweet that out before someone steals it, because I feel like I might have seen that.
After Twitter, that's all I saw. Like after that Chiefs game was just best divisional round.
I think
ever.
I was numb to the Chiefs Bills game. Like when I was watching it, I don't think I fully realized how great of a game that was because all the other games were so great.
Right, like I forgot about that Rams game.
Totally.
Like when overtime was happening.
Yeah, exactly.
The Chiefs game. So it was insane. I don't even know where to start.
Well, I guess we could just go in order. Titans, Bengals. You and I both took the Titans, and we were both very adamant about the Titans. So we started off the weekend on a bit of a sour note.
Right.
It was rough.
Tannehill did not look great.
He looked rough.
Right.
He was probably the main reason they lost that game. And I always hate to do the sports media. Oh, boy, just blame the quarterback.
Yeah.
But I think it could be argued that Tannehill was the main reason they lost that game.
Right. And credit to the Bengals for
sticking in there.
Yeah, clown all the way through. I thought it was a lock with Derrick Henry coming back.
I did too, especially because the game played out the exact way we thought. The Titans pass rush was phenomenal.
9 sacks, I think they got.
9 sacks. Bengals offense did not do anything. I started to see some takes that the Bengals could play this way and beat the Bills or Chiefs. If the Bengals played the way they have played in the playoffs, they will not beat the Bengals, or they would not beat the Chiefs or the Bills.
Right. Yeah.
They played pretty subpar, I would say. The last 2 games, they just happened to play an opponent that beat themselves more.
Right, and they just know how to finish in the fourth quarter.
Oh, definitely.
As of recently,
I will give Zach Taylor that for credit. He does know how to draw up a good game plan to finish games.
Right.
I don't know if it's more him or if it's more Joe Burr. But they're a fun story. I will give them that. Like, they were supposed to be probably one of the worst teams in the league this year, and now they're in the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
I don't know how sustainable it is. I think they're as healthy now as they ever will be again.
Right.
Like I don't think they have any major injuries at all.
And they're kind of like a little bit overperforming right now too.
Definitely.
So I think they're going to lose against the Chiefs, but
I also feel pretty confident against them for that because I don't see any way they beat the Chiefs, but hell, who knows?
Who the fuck knows? Like this weekend was so crazy. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen.
Yeah. So your favorite game on the slate was the game that came after that.
Yes.
The San Francisco 49ers versus the Green Bay Packers. We actually watched it together. I had the Packers going into it, but you convinced me otherwise to go Niners, and you convinced me to put the money line down after the Packers scored that first touchdown because you said it reminded you of when in the NFC Championship when the Vikings scored that first touchdown and then did not score a touchdown again. And you were right. That is exactly how it went down. I even saw people on Twitter comparing it to that.
Yeah. I mean, the lights were on, but nobody was home, but I'm glad I gave you that advice.
Yeah. You were on fire. Point. You're so good that you don't even need to be smart you don't even need to be operating at 100% efficiency to call that. So holy shit, what a meltdown by the Packers.
Classic meltdown by the Packers.
Yeah, I didn't think it would happen this early. I thought it would be the NFC Championship.
I mean, they just, I don't know what the fuck. Like, they couldn't do anything. Rodgers looked very average.
Yeah. He didn't play like necessarily terribly, but he did not, because he didn't throw picks. That's his thing. He never really throws picks, but he was super conservative. He didn't throw it to anyone besides Devontae Adams or Randall Cobb.
Yep.
I think they showed the end stats. Devontae Adams had 9 receptions. Aaron Jones had 9 receptions. And then I think Lazard had 1 and everyone else had 0.
Yeah, just like he was targeting his first 2.
He doesn't trust his other receivers. And that's kind of always been his knock. He zeroes in on his one guy whenever the going gets tough.
Right. Yeah, you'd think, Randall Cobb's coming back. You know, he'll have a big game, and then really nothing.
He forced it to him a few times, but like especially on that last drive, he forced a couple like comeback routes and curl routes to him.
Right. And I was right again. I hate being right, but
Such a burden.
yeah, their special teams caught up with them.
It did. I honestly, I think we all expected it to happen. I just thought it would be the NFC Championship.
And I didn't think it would be that big of a
Twice, yeah.
thing.
It happened twice because they could have kicked a field goal at the end of the half to go up and not have the game be tied towards the end there.
Right.
But
And then obviously that punt block.
Yep, that was the
It
biggest
was a huge play.
factor. The Niners didn't even play that particularly well either. They just that first week, the first two games were a classic example of the better team just beating themselves.
Right.
It was so funny to watch. And this was the first time that like the Aaron Rodgers defenders couldn't blame the defense for letting him down in the playoffs. Because that's always been, every single time, it's always been either the coach or the defense or something has let Aaron Rodgers down and he has to overcome in spite of them. But this is the first time throughout all those playoff losses that Aaron Rodgers is to blame. And I think the world was ready for that because Twitter on Saturday night was a treat.
It was great. I was so happy.
Yeah, there's nothing more fun than you get those rare instances where like every few years, like maybe the Clippers lose in the bubble or when LeBron lost to the Mavericks, where all of Twitter unites just to roast one team or one player.
Right. And it was great. Like all those TikToks of Packer fans being upset. Just really, I don't know. I was just very happy.
Yeah,
that happened.
The main thing I kept going back to was I really hope the Pat McAfee show mans up and addresses what happens.
I don't know what they do.
Because they're kind of screwed either way because Aaron Rodgers is their best asset on the show. Having him come on weekly, that's the best thing for the show. But he's also a very moody guy, and I think if they rightfully criticize him, he will stop coming on the show.
Right.
So I think they're in a very shitty situation right now, and I kind of like it because they've had this. I don't dislike the Pat McAfee show, but they've had this partnership going for 2 years now, and it's just worked out like best case scenario. He's won 2 MVPs as he's been on the show.
Right.
And they've never had to actually criticize him before for his on the field stuff, at least.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be definitely interesting what happens.
I think their show is literally at a crossroads right now of what they want to be.
And it sounds like the Packers are in a bad salary cap situation now.
They have the second worst in the league behind the Saints. I don't know how the Saints are always in such bad cap space.
I think it's that Taysom Hill contract they have.
Is it?
Yeah.
I guess. And then their defense is pretty loaded as well.
Right. So
and Michael Thomas. Forgot he's on the team, but
oh God, he had a collapse.
Well, he didn't even play this year.
Right. He's just always injury prone. He had that one great year, and now it's just like nothing.
Yeah. So he'll probably will be on the move this offseason.
He could come to the Packers maybe.
He could. What do you think the Packers do? I think they full on rebuild. Because what are your options? You have 2 options, I think. One option is full on rebuild, trade Rodgers, tag Adams, trade him, and then just try and rebuild. Or you convince Rodgers and Adams to come back, but then you have to rebuild everything else around them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. You can win the NFC North with just Rodgers and Adams, but you definitely can't win a Super Bowl with just those
I think
two.
either. I don't know if Adams stays either.
Yeah, he's not going to stay if Rodgers doesn't.
Right.
There's no way he comes back to play with Jordan Love.
So the Jordan Love era has begun.
I think it officially has. I think that Super Bowl window firmly closed. I think the Packers are in a full-on rebuild going forward. So
and the Packers, they were pretty healthy. I mean, Jair Alexander.
This was their year.
Bakhtiari granted didn't play, but I mean,
that should still be enough to beat the 5 seed at home in the cold weather, which is supposed to be in your favor.
Yep.
I saw a lot of tweets about like it's the poetic justice of Aaron Rodgers losing because of snowflakes. I thought those were really funny.
Oh my God. Yeah, Twitter was something else.
Yeah.
But, so I mean, Garoppolo didn't play well either.
No. The Niners didn't. They put up what, 16 points? Was in the final score 16?
13-10.
13-10. So yeah, they put up 13 points, and their touchdown came from a special teams block. The Packers blew it. There's no other way around it. The Packers blew it. Their Super Bowl window is over.
Mm-hmm.
The NFC North now runs through Detroit.
Well, we'll see here.
It could run through anywhere, honestly.
I mean, yeah.
Maybe not Detroit. That one might have been a stretch.
I mean, Detroit are probably the most.
I don't know. The NFC North, all the teams are kind of in disarray right now.
I mean, there's just like no coaches around yet or GMs. I mean, the Lions are the only one that are kind of.
We're running it back what they had last year. Yeah, they're the only ones running back what they had last year.
It's funny what like 2 months can do.
Yeah, for real.
Division.
100%. It's so funny, but congratulations to you as a Vikings fan.
Thank you.
I think the bad man is gone.
For
now, we'll see.
We'll see. I could see Rodgers going back and forth.
I could see too.
This would be a
He
classic.
might just want a big contract.
This could be a classic like Brett Favre offseason.
There's gonna be so many talking points. That's what I was thinking when I was watching his press conference highlights. How much are we gonna milk these few quotes he's giving us until the draft at least?
Yes, it's gonna be chaotic.
Yep, it's rough, but it is what it is.
Speaking of congratulations, I want to congratulate you on your Ramley.
Thank you. Oh my God. I forgot how stressful it is to be a fan of a sports team. I was pacing in my apartment. I was physically shaking, and I didn't even like bet that much on the Rams. It's just because my family grew up a Rams family. One of my best friends from home is a huge Rams fan. So I think that love just kind of channeled through me. Plus I had my Vegas bet.
Mm-hmm.
So watching that game, I was super excited the first half, but the entire time I knew this is too good to be true. And I knew that the Bucs were going to make a comeback. It was just a matter of if the Rams could hold them off that long.
Right.
And watching it all happen the way it did, it just felt like such a classic Tom Brady gets his way game.
And it's like, I mean, Tom played okay in the second half, but it was just all these fumbles that the Rams had.
Four fumble. Yeah, when you get the ball, because they got the ball back a few times. The Bucs even screwed up. Like they had the one PI thing that should have been called a PI probably, but didn't because the ball hit the ground.
Yeah, that was a weird.
That was very
call.
weird.
Yeah.
They had that. Then Tom Brady fumbled it a few times, but then the Rams would just respond with a snap going right past the quarterback or like 3 fumbles. It just felt like such a nightmare Madden scenario where like you've been playing your friend, you got super cocky, and then they start just coming back because you start doing stupid shit.
Yep, that second half was on arcade mode.
Exactly. It was so chaotic. My heart was beating. I was shaking. I was standing up the whole fourth quarter. I put my phone away because some of my friends were texting me and they were ahead in the broadcast.
Oh yeah,
I watch on the NBC app, not cable.
So it's like a minute behind.
Exactly. So I put my phone away for the last 5 minutes and I just like sat there and witnessed it. I thought the second they scored and they were going to go overtime, I knew Bucs were going to get the ball in overtime. They were just going to go down, score, and win.
Mm-hmm.
But the guts to throw that vert route to Cooper Kupp from Stafford to hit it perfectly, clock it. I was doing the clocking motion with Stafford in my apartment alone. My girlfriend was downstairs, like on the elliptical, didn't even know what I was going through upstairs. She came up like right when the game's over. She's like, "How'd the game end?" And I felt like I just went through World War V.
You're like, "Not now."
Exactly. I was literally doing the clocking motion, hit the field goal. Oh my God, to me, that was the game of the weekend because I had some emotional stakes into it, but
naturally
it was insane. That was the most drunk game of the weekend.
Oh yeah, that game was on crack. That had crackhead energy.
I don't want to detour too much, but what do you think the odds are that it was Tom Brady's last game?
Oh,
I think
no. I think
he
he comes back.
I don't know.
I think he comes back.
I think for personal reasons, it makes sense for him to retire because he has a kid going into high school this year. The Bucs are going to be losing some player. Like I think Godwin's going to have to either leave. He was franchised this year, and I don't think they're going to re-sign him after an ACL tear.
Right.
Brown's not coming back for barring any unforeseen circumstance. Yeah. After his tweet, I don't think that's happening. They're going to eventually lose some defenders,
and they're aging. I know Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That was really cool to see Suh and Stafford.
That was weird.
Go at it. I thought Suh would have more respect for Stafford, but I guess not. Maybe just once the game starts, it's all bets are off.
Yeah, because I always thought they were kind of tight.
I did too. I think just you have the shared trauma of playing in Detroit.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. In a common suit, like you can't predict what he does.
No, exactly.
And I didn't think Stafford kicked him. That was just kind of incidental.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And Suh was just looking to be. I think he was just trying to intimidate him.
Yeah, the bitter irony of Ndamukong Suh being upset about someone kicking him.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
That was not lost on. I don't think the people.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Tom Brady comes back.
He always said he wants to play until he's 45. He turns 45 in August.
Yeah, I think he's back. I'll take a team friendly deal probably.
Yeah,
so they can sign Godwin and all that jazz.
Yeah, we'll see though. I would not be surprised if his career just kind of ends when it's not expected. He doesn't seem like a farewell tour type of guy.
So time is winning versus Tom, or who's winning?
I don't think it's because he's playing bad. I just think eventually you just kind of get over it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And also that was a rough, like physically game for him. I'm sure he's waking up feeling bad today. I don't care how many stretches and how many avocado toast pieces he's had. He's got to be feeling shitty this morning. He got pounded that game.
And then what a great signing for the Rams to get Von Miller.
Yeah. That was the difference maker. And I loved how they put Donald on the edge to go against that backup right tackle. The Rams are very creative like that. And that's I think that's one of the reasons I'm attracted to them like as a team.
Right, Raheem Morris.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
They're never afraid to do outside of the box things. It's very, very fun for me. Jerrod, just 4 teams remain in the NFL playoffs.
4 teams.
It might be the 4 best teams in the league.
I like to call it the Final Four.
Final Four.
I just made up
the
that.
Final Four of the NFL. We'll get a trademark on that. But before we do that, we need to tell you about this offer from DraftKings Sportsbook, which is the official sports betting partner of the NFL and the Goose Egg Gambling Podcast. Super Bowl 56 is just weeks away. And to celebrate, new customers can get 56-1 odds on any team to win their game. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. All you gotta do is pick one of these Final Four teams to win, throw $5 on it, and if they win, you get $280 in free bets. Here's a hint. Take the Chiefs. That's not financial advice. If you're not new customers, you can still experience the conference championship with same game parlays. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. I'm a sucker for parlays. People on the show know that. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. You can take something in, throw it in, flip it, take it out, buy a birthday present. It's that easy.
So easy.
I don't know why people work jobs anymore.
Yeah. So
here's what you do. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code YouBetcha and get 56-1 odds on any NFL team. Bet just $5 and win $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's promo code YouBetcha, YOUBETCHA, for 56-1 odds at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 years or older. New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit and $1 wager required. 1 per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And gambling problem? Please call 1-800-GAMBLER. And then the final game of the weekend somehow outdid all the other expectations. It was Bills Chiefs. Phenomenal. Just fireworks. I took the over and loved it. That was my biggest bet of the weekend was the over for that game.
And it looked a little tight going into halftime. I think it was like 17-14. I'm like,
yep. And then the third quarter was a little slow because the Chiefs did a really long drive. Then the Bills went 3 and out a few times.
Yep. So I got a little nervous about that. Like, okay, I don't know if this over is going to hit. And
yeah, I did too.
Hit, it was just
and then
chaos.
But then it hit by I think 5 minutes to go. The whole time I was just looking at the money line change back and forth. Mm-hmm. Eventually, after the Chiefs' second to last touchdown, I took the Bills money line just because I just had a gut feeling like this is their year, too much time on the clock. And they went to it. They did. They went and scored with 13 seconds left. And then I looked at the Chiefs money line and I was really tempted because it was plus 1,400. I was like, asked the people I was watching with. And they all told me not to do it because they were all going for the Bills, and they were just like, "It's too many like streams to cross to go Chiefs money line." And I had it all typed in, ready to go, and I didn't do it. I can't blame myself for that hard because it makes sense probably,
right?
But holy shit! Even when they scored with 13 seconds left, I was still pretty confident the Chiefs were gonna at least do something.
Right.
I was never confident the Bills were gonna win that game after they left 13 seconds left.
Right, and then like. They had like pretty much a screen pass to Tyreek right away.
I thought that was really smart.
Yeah. It was very similar to what Dak did in the quarterback draw.
It's funnily enough, it took them 13 seconds to score. And it took Dak 14 seconds to run that quarterback draw.
Right. The luxury of timeouts at the end.
Yeah, exactly. That's always why I'm very against calling a timeout when you like early in the quarter, early in a half when there's a defense.
Yep.
I think you just run a play and just see what happens.
My rule is never take a timeout in the third quarter.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Burn all your timeouts in the first, burn a timeout in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's all fine. But I think towards the end of the game, you need those 3 timeouts, especially for like milking the clock situations.
Yep.
Or comebacks.
Right. And like, I think if Zimmer was coaching the Chiefs with the Bills driving, he would have took a timeout or 2 just to reset his defense.
Yeah.
So I think credit to Andy Reid for like not panicking.
Yeah, he's really come a long way because that was always his biggest criticism was he was terrible with his timeouts and managing the clock, but he's really come a long way in that aspect.
I mean, timeouts will buy you like 30 seconds.
It changes your entire thing. You can throw towards the middle of the field. That was where the Cowboys struggled when they got the ball back. They couldn't use the middle of the field. They had to use just the sidelines. Having 3 timeouts opens the entire playbook for you.
Right. And granted, with McCarthy, he had to take those timeouts.
Exactly. That is true.
But I mean, McCarthy is famous for like just taking random timeouts
he is.
In the third quarter.
Yeah, the adjustment ones. There's times where he'll take like 2 in the same drive.
Right.
That's just unacceptable.
Right. You can't do that. So credit to Andy Reid.
Yeah, I agree. And credit to the Bills, too. They played, their offense played about as perfectly as possible. I can't say the same for their defense.
Yeah, Gabriel Davis out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, who would have thought? Diggs only had 7 yards total. I think they had him pretty blanketed. Because I had a prop with him getting, and if he would have gotten 5, I would have got a pretty big payday as well. Because I had a prop with, it was like Cooper Kupp getting 6 receptions, Gronk getting 4, Odell getting 3, and then Kelsey and Stephon Diggs both getting 5. And Diggs was the only person who let me down. I think he ended up with 4.
Do you think there's anybody out there that took Gabriel Davis 4 touchdowns?
I hope so. That was one of the fun parts. I follow a couple betting accounts on the Goose Egg page, and they always like post videos of people whose like insane props hit and stuff like that. Like someone had the Rams' first touchdown score being their backup tight end, so that was a huge one.
Wow.
I had Odell for it. I was a little bummed, but still just excited for the Rams. But yeah, it's always fun to see those fun props hit or like big parlays cash out at the end, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Heartwarming stuff.
It's for the little man, you know?
Exactly. The working man.
Yeah.
The blue collar Joes. But the big controversy in the NFL right now is the overtime rules. Everyone is saying the Bills should have gotten a chance to respond.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, I don't think I mind the overtime rules that much. I think a big part of football is getting a stop.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they have both sides of the offense and defense, special teams. I mean, Bill should have stopped them, but I mean,
the Leslie Frazier defense was a little too soft, I would say.
Mm-hmm. And like I said earlier, in past episodes, Tre'Davious White was a factor.
He was.
I mean, that would have helped a lot if he was there. So,
but I think the people out there want change in the NFL overtime. So I'm thinking we need to brainstorm some ways to change the NFL overtime rules.
Okay.
Here's my first idea. Soccer has shootouts. Why don't we line field goal kickers up starting at 5? Yeah, they each do 5-yard field goals, then 10, and just go back and forth till one of them misses. Just typical shootout style. There's a defense too, so they can try and block it.
Yeah.
All that. I think that's a real possibility.
As a Viking fan, I do not like that just because of our passive field
that would
kicking.
be rough.
Yeah. I don't like that. But I think the Ravens would win every game then with Justin Tucker.
Probably.
Yeah.
But I think that would incentivize more teams to draft kickers. If that's one thing that teams should have learned this weekend, it's that drafting a kicker is probably a good idea. Just having peace of mind at the kicker position is so huge.
What you can do is you can only have your kicker kick 1 field goal in those shootouts, and then you have to pick somebody else to kick a field goal.
There we go. I like that a lot. I would go to the punter secondly, obviously, but then you got to have like, remember Ndamukong Suh was a kicker, and then like Chad Ochocinco did it too.
So you have to like go down your depth chart of like kicking field goals back and forth.
I like that. Anything that can get players to be more versatile, right. I'm all for.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my second idea. Football is a smash mouth game. A lot of button heads. Why not run the Oklahoma drill? The 50-yard line, but not with defenders, with quarterbacks, kickers, etc. It's a star-driven league. The quarterbacks are the stars. Let's see who's really about that life. Let's get Josh Allen and let's get Baker Mayfield and let's have them go at it.
And like have both teams like on the side.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Cheering them on.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. It's like everyone comes on the field and watches.
Yeah.
Hypes them up.
That would be so, just basically turn it into a practice.
Yeah.
I think that would be a blast. Friend of the Storiacho, Theo Ash, has suggested we do rock, paper, scissors instead of a coin toss. I don't hate that.
Best
Having
2 out of 3.
A designated rock, paper, scissors guy to get the ball first.
I like that. Yeah, I don't know. Overtime it's better than it used to be, but it's just not quite there yet.
Do you think each team should be guaranteed at least one possession? I think that could be a fair way to do it.
Yeah, and I think.
But the only problem with that then is the game could go on forever.
Right, and maybe just the playoffs you do that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know that used to be a rule back in the day. Like after that Saints-Vikings game, they changed that. And they had like special overtime rules.
Yep.
I forget how it exactly happened. But I mean, you do have special overtime rules to begin with.
It is, yeah. Like if you hold them to a field goal, you do get the ball back.
Right. So, I mean, that's better. I mean, 15 years ago, it was bad. Like field goal ends at sudden death.
Yep.
I think my best solution would probably be both teams start at the 50. College style then too.
Yep.
Like make a touchdown, then they gotta get touchdown. You know, it's kind of like baseball then too.
Yeah.
So I
do agree both offenses should probably get a chance.
Yeah.
I think that's just better overall.
Mm-hmm.
But Mahomes has been screwed over by this rule too. He got screwed over when he played the Patriots, his first AFC championship.
Right.
So it does go both ways. I'm sure Josh Allen will benefit from this rule as well.
Oh yeah, he'll be back. I mean, the Bills will be back in the playoffs.
They will.
It's not like this was their chance either. And
It felt like it was their year, but I don't blame any team for losing the Chiefs.
Patrick Mahomes.
The Chiefs straight up just might be unstoppable. They just, whenever they need to turn it on, they always find a way to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Mahomes just, I don't know. There's not much else you can say about Mahomes. He's just incredible.
Yeah. I loved Adam Schefter's. He was on an obvious tweet roll. I think Adam Schefter's going for Magic Johnson's throne of just tweeting the most blatant, obvious things.
What did he tweet? I didn't see
He tweeted, interesting, on at Monday NFL Countdown, Randy Moss just said that Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen could be the next Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning. Shut the fuck up, Adam Schefter.
Well, it's like, no shit. Like,
Yeah.
I think we all kind of know that.
Yeah. Or then like he tweeted like after game, like, it turns out 13 seconds was too much time for Patrick Mahomes. Thank you. Like, I think his entire Twitter strategy is just SEO keywords. Like, he just wants to get everyone who's just searching like Mahomes on Twitter and just, he wants to be like 5 of the top 7 tweets.
Right. He wants to be around the action. And like, not a good take. Like, it's obvious that's happening to Adam.
Yeah. He's just so afraid to have any opinion on anything. He just states the absolute obvious.
Right. Yeah.
Like, and then this morning he tweeted, was that the best divisional round weekend we've ever seen?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Adam.
We should play a game. Adam Schefter tweet or Magic Johnson tweet.
I do love, I don't know if you follow Worldwide Wob on Twitter, Rob Perez, but he has a game where after big NBA games, he like has people predict what Magic Johnson's tweet will be, and whoever's closest like wins. Wins like a money prize or something. We can start doing that with Adam Schefter.
Yeah, I like that. It's got legs.
Yeah, I agree. So follow Goose Gambling on Twitter for that one.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll come back on Thursday we'll start to preview these championship games. I haven't looked at the lines yet at all. I don't know the numbers, but I think I like the Rams and the Chiefs. But the Niners do scare me against the Rams.
Yeah, I mean the Niners got the best of the Rams in that last week.
They did.
I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see. Obviously, you got to like know about injuries and all that. Is Whitworth coming back? The Niners lost 3 of their best players to injury. Debo limped off, Kittle limped off, and Trent Williams limped off.
Right.
So that'll be huge to see. Also, this is very random, but I loved how Kyle Shanahan put Trent Williams in motion.
Oh yeah,
that was so cool.
Mm-hmm. Trent Williams is like I think he's the best player on that offense.
I would agree.
Yeah,
I think he probably the best offensive lineman in the league.
Yeah, I don't think he gets talked about enough.
No, offensive lineman in general don't. We gotta like install why is there no offensive lineman of the year award? That seems like such a gimme. But there's no credit to give. The best offensive lineman ever get is like their running back will maybe buy them like jet skis or something.
Yeah,
they really don't get the credit they deserve. I mean, they get paid pretty well.
Oh yeah,
but they really should get some sort of recognition.
We could start an award.
I think we should.
The Matt Kennedy Offensive Lineman Award.
I don't think my name should be anywhere near offensive lineman, but we could think of something. The meat and potatoes or something. Who's like the best offensive lineman in history? Not Michael Orr. Why was he the first one that came to my name? Brand recognition.
Michael Orr.
Michael Orr, offensive lineman. The Sandra Bullock offensive lineman.
Sandra Bullock, offensive lineman of the year.
See, that's the thing. We don't even know who the best offensive lineman of all time is.
I would say like Larry Allen was really good.
Yeah. Steve Hutchinson was really good.
Yes. Faneca I liked a lot. If you want to go way back in the day, John Hanna with the Patriots from like the 70s was really good.
Matt Burke.
Burke was good. Now you're just naming Vikings.
The only ones I know. That's the sad part. This is a tragedy. We gotta.
Oh, your boy Orlando Pace was good.
Why is he my boy?
He's played with the Rams.
That's true. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I'm struggling to name offensive linemen right now. We need to spread offensive lineman awareness because the best teams left are the ones with the best offensive lines. I mean,
that's every year then too.
Exactly.
Well, except Bengals, but yes.
Okay, that's very true. The Bengals are a stark exception to that rule. They don't have a single offensive lineman that I can name.
Jonah Williams, because I know that because he played at Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good, I suppose. But yeah, they are a complete exception to the rule. But yeah, in the comments of this, let us know what we should name the offensive lineman of the year award, and then we will name it during Pro Bowl weekend because there's not a lot to talk about. We will name our offensive lineman of the year award. We'll put together a little something for them, and we're gonna start offensive line love on this show because they need it.
Offensive loveman.
No.
I don't know.
We're tired. It's been a long weekend. You got any closing thoughts before we wrap this puppy up?
It's hard to look ahead right now.
Yeah, it definitely is. I feel like we're just like, it feels like that Sunday morning when you're like hungover and just thinking about everything that happened last night and you just can't even think about work tomorrow.
Right. And that's exactly what's happening. It's still hard to digest all these games at once.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of makes you wish that there were worse games so you could just digest
why wasn't there like a Texans-Bengals game that we could have talked about? It's just like, oh, this team won soundly. Like, honestly, the Packers-Niners game might have been the worst of all of them.
But it was a great game.
It was still a great game,
right.
Yeah. Every single game was won on the last second touchdown.
Mm-hmm. It's like you had...
Or not last second touchdown, but last second play.
It's like you had cheeseburgers, pizza, wings, and then ice cream.
Yeah.
All in one.
Someone get me some damn celery.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. It's hard to process what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's any chance that the championship round
matches that. No, there's that. Well, even just because there's less games, there's less opportunities. Both games have to go into overtime, and they'd probably have to go deep into overtime to make it happen.
Right. And it could happen, but I don't know. After this weekend, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah. I don't see the Bengals-Chiefs game being that good, but who knows? The Bengals have heart. They got guts.
I mean, and then the Bengals beat the Chiefs earlier in the year.
They did.
So
it's very true. So we'll see. But take today to just process the information.
Maybe watch a Lakers game.
Yeah, exactly.
Cleanse the palate.
Yeah, everyone's prescription before the next episode is watch some bad sports to remind yourself to appreciate the good sports we get. So everyone's homework assignment is to watch Lakers or a Magic game this week. And we will come back on Thursday with our NFC and AFC championship preview.
Booyah.
See ya.